Hey yo, what's up everybody? This is David, and today I wanted to talk about the PSVR2 and the recently announced PC adapter and the missing features that came with that announcement and why I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I feel like people are making this a way bigger deal than it really should be. People are complaining that all the best features of the PSVR2 are missing from this PC adapter. And while I do agree that those features are important, I don't believe that they're the most important features of the headset. I think the most important features of the headset is the headset itself and its 110-degree OLED screens. All right, so real quick, I wanted to go over the PlayStation blog here and talk about each one of these missing features straight from the blog and why I don't think it's that big of a deal, and especially when it comes to PCVR. So first of all, what they mention here about the missing features is that HDR is not going to be here anymore. So is HDR really that big of a deal to be missing in a VR headset? Well, when it comes to the PSVR2, it really isn't. Now, HDR really was hyped for the PSVR2, and I understand that HDR is a great feature. I love watching HDR content on my LG B2 OLED screen, but the HDR implementation on the PSVR2 is really not that big of a deal. It is not as bright as the marketing hypes it up to be. And while the presentation is amazing and I love the OLED screens on the PSVR2, one of the many reasons why I actually bought it, the HDR is not as impressive as you think. It is not the same presentation as you get from your LG OLED or your living room micro LED TV or mini LED TV. Also, most games on PC, especially VR games, do not have any HDR implementation whatsoever. So even if this feature was supported, you're not going to be viewing that content in HDR anyway. So what is the point? Now, the next one is headset feedback. And if you don't know what that is literally when the actual headset itself will rumble and give you feedback. So for example, in Horizon, when a big bird flies over you, you will actually feel that rumble on your head. Or if you get headshot or whatever, you'll feel that rumble. And it is a cool little feature that adds to the immersion, I'm not gonna lie. But is it a deal breaker? No. I mean, it was cool that it was happening, but really not that big of a deal. But if they did include it in the PC adapter, what games are going to actually implement this, right? Nobody. Like, you think games are going to literally update just for the PSVR2, whereas no other headset has this feature? It's just not going to happen. So even if they did enable this feature, it's just not going to be enabled in any other game. And you know what? Same thing for the adaptive triggers right here and the haptic feedback. No games are going to implement this, guys. I know it sucks that they are not including this in the PC adapter, but nobody's going to support it anyways. So what's the point? Literally, what is the point? Games are not going to support this. I mean, just look at the DualSense controller on the PC. The implementation is horrible. Like, no games are supporting the adaptive triggers or the rumble. Only the first party games that came over from the PlayStation to the PC are supporting those features. And to even have those features, you need to be plugged in as well. You can't do it over Bluetooth. So like, literally, what is the point? Maybe some third-party games do support the DualSense adaptive triggers and whatnot, but there's very few. There are not many at all. So literally not a big deal, guys. Even if they did support it, nobody's going to implement it in the games. It's just not going to happen. Now, the last feature that actually has some merit is eye tracking. And this is the feature that most people were heated about because it's a feature that can be used to actually increase your frame rate. And it's also kind of a cool feature that can be used for selecting things or aiming at things. For example, in the game Horizon, when you're in the menu, you can actually look at a specific menu item and then click on it without having to use your hands. And it's pretty freaking cool. Like, it makes menu navigation way faster. You can also actually use your eyes for aim assist. And I just think it's kind of cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome. But like my previous arguments, there is a lack of support PC side. There are features that are on PC right now that do support eye tracking foveated rendering. For example, NVIDIA. NVIDIA has had VRRSS, which is eye tracked foveated rendering, for quite a while now. However, the games that it supports have to be DirectX 11, forward rendering, and have to have MSAA. And there are a limited amount of games that are supported. The blog has not been updated for a while, but you've got games like Boneworks, Pavlov VR, Onward VR, LA Noire VR. I didn't even know there was a VR version of that game. The Walking Dead, Dead Saints and Sinners, Spider-Man, Homecoming VR. So there are some pretty notable games that are supporting this technology. However, I have heard a lot of people complain about this technology, that it doesn't really make much of a difference and it adds a lot of lag spikes and whatnot. So it is supported. However, a lot of people were having issues with it and it was just not a smooth experience like it is on the PSVR. All right. And if you go to any Reddit blog, even this one just a year ago, any PC VR games that utilize eye tracking, and this guy says, I know VR chat uses it, but only for what you use real eye movements for in real life, just social cues. And then this guy says, I don't believe any games have gameplay features for eye tracking at the moment. Probably will have to wait for PSVR2 to be well established before developers make use of it. And this guy says, if you have an NVIDIA card, you can make use of VRRSS, a foveated rendering method. And then there you go. However, like I said, there's just not a wide enough support for it on PC. So if you've been holding back about getting the PSVR2 on the PC and you think that it's bad to have all these features missing, let me tell you guys, it's really not that big of a deal. It's really not. I got this thing unused, literally, like the guy did not even open the box, for $300. Can you name a better PC headset that works in VR that you can get for $300? Please let me know. It's got OLED screens. It's got 120 Hertz support, 110 field of view. All right. And you can do it with an uncompressed signal, unlike your Quest, which has a significant amount of issues. Tell me, is there a better headset out there for the money than what you can get the PSVR2 for? No, there isn't. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching this video. Go to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you think of the PSVR2 and its new PC adapter. Peace. Have a great day.